This is only a test.
DJs and MCs. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs and a mic with your host, DJ Mike
Is that a timetable?
and DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
All right, we want to thank you guys again for joining us. Another episode
What
of
is
Two
gonna be about
DJs
57,
and One
58 now?
Mic.
No, you're at a
I'm
conference.
trying to do the intro.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're the
My
first
bad.
one,
Go
Mike.
ahead. I'm sorry. Ernie, Bert, come on,
Yeah,
Bert.
yeah.
Come on.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna do that again. And scene. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Two DJs and One Mic. We're live in Boston at the Harvest of Sound. When we have another, man, I don't even know how to put it. We have a veteran in the industry, in the game. We have Mr. Kevin Pitts, owner of, say it for me.
Andromeda 2 DJ Entertainment.
Oh,
Wow.
straight out of Long Island, but not out of the city, but
Yeah,
in the
I'm in the suburbs.
He has a driveway.
Driveway
and
and grass.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times if somebody's familiar with New York, they're like, "Oh man, you're in the city." I'm like, "No, I have a driveway. I have grass. I got a backyard."
Okay.
and I have friends.
And he has friends.
Well, not enough. That's the difference when you're in the business too long, and then like you start to lose your friends. They go out, they do different. They go out and do different things. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Go ahead.
no,
Go ahead. I'm
no, I'm
sorry.
giving you the privilege. So you interrupted me again. Go ahead.
But anyway, so I think I know where he may want to go, but maybe I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
So we were sitting down in the conference, and a question was asked about, how long, being in the industry, and you gave a whopping 47 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And basically continuous.
Yeah,
Continuous.
and you're still. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I'm just
Because I'm insane. That's what No, but there's a story behind it. See,
Okay.
there's a story behind it now. So in the beginning, my father was a musician, so I used to make tapes, and this is before I started the
What kind of
business.
tape? 8 tracks.
no.
Cassette.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had
yeah.
cassettes. See,
I'm just
we-
saying that's a tape.
He's got me with a chisel and a chisel and a piece of
Let me ask you a
wood.
question. Am I wrong for asking?
No,
was it
no,
8
no,
tracks? You
no,
said
no,
tape.
no. The funny thing is, we never really used 8 tracks in the house because they were hard to record on, but they were there. They were there. But really, you should have asked, was it on reel to reel? Aha!
I thought that, but I was like,
But it wasn't. We had cassettes.
But because I was thinking cassettes, because it's hard. Who has a reel to reel that you could get? Everybody doesn't have a reel to reel. That wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that comes later on. But I would make tapes when my father's band would take a break.
Okay.
So I would go to the gigs
Oh.
with him. He's a saxophone player. So I would go with him, and then when they would take the break, I put the cassette in there and plug it into his amplifier and play music. And then it was also, when you're young, you go on a bus trip, I got to be the guy in the back with the portable cassette player and with the music.
Oh, wow.
Guy with the tunes gets the attention, and who you're trying to get whose attention. So that's how it started. But what I did was, I think the first job I did was my sister's birthday party. It was a birthday party in the basement, got some speakers together, put it together. And then about a year later, I got in with another guy in my high school. So there were 2 of us in the business, and we started doing the Sweet 16s and house parties and so forth like that. So that's how the business started. So there were in the beginning, there were just 2 of us, and back then there really wasn't a roadmap. So you were trying to find equipment with no money. We were building speakers. I built lighting stuff. Had no money. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
No, but now all the equipment is there.
No, but I'm saying you don't have no money. It can all still be there.
Yeah,
But you ain't.
but it's like there was equipment, but
We didn't know where to get it.
yeah, we knew where it was. We couldn't afford it. You know what I'm saying? So there were mixers and so forth like that. Yeah, 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 a lot. And then like now you can go out and get
Those
like a,
prices are high
Yeah.
now too.
but now it's easy. But back then, like I said, so my what I first started using was my stuff for the band, because back then bands were the thing. So
Yeah.
you were either an athlete, you were in a gang, or you were in a band.
Okay.
So I was
Did
in
you
a
grow up
band.
in the inner city?
No, this is in the
Still-
suburbs too.
Oh, still
So,
in-
those are the things. If you're an athlete, you're at the park. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the bad stuff, well, then you're hanging with the bad people. But if you're not doing any of that, you're a musician. You know what I'm saying? So I actually played the guitar.
Okay.
Wasn't good at it, but I actually played the guitar. So what started to happen is people in the bands started plugging turntables and whatever we can do into the PA system and doing parties. So we're back 74, 75. And that's when we started. So because I went to dances when I was in junior high, and it was a band. So you actually went there, and it was a band. There was no DJ. There was a
I don't
band.
think there was ever a band for me in high school.
Yeah.
You ever have a band in school?
Yeah.
No.
It
Well,
was always DJs.
If you're past 75 or 76, 78, yeah, you had a
Changing.
DJ. Yeah, you had a
Pre-DJ, or
Yeah.
in the
Band.
early
Wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy stuff. I went to
They were doing Lenny Hopper. and
yeah.
all that.
Well, no, we weren't that bad. So I remember going to one dance. I guess I was in the ninth grade.
Uh-huh.
And they did have a DJ with turntables, but there was no queuing system. So he had like a sort of stethoscope that he would put on the cartridge, the thing, so you could hear the music because you had to queue it up. Remember, this is before all this stuff. So like when some of the young people are like, "Oh, I got it so hard," you have no idea. No idea.
Put a stethoscope on the song.
Yeah, something like that, because you had to hear it. Because how would you queue it up if you couldn't
That
hear
is
it?
incredible.
Checking the
So
heart rate.
Man,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
incredible.
So my first setup, and you're gonna laugh.
No.
I took one of my father's old cassette players, and I plugged the turntable in the one side because they were ceramic cartridge, so you didn't need the thing to do, and plugged it into one side of the tape deck, and left was one turntable, and the right was the other. And that was the first mixer. So when somebody says they got it hard, and they can go to the store and get a mixer and all the music, so I didn't even get into it because you had to buy the records, so you do
So
that.
did you record your stuff off the radio to play?
No, what do you mean?
Like the cassette tapes. Where did you get your music?
Well, no, when I started DJing, you went and bought 45s.
Okay,
So,
45,
so you went and bought 45. But now before I was a DJ, you recorded stuff off of TV,
Yeah,
and,
off the TV, radio.
and stuff like that. But when you started to DJ, we went and got 45s and stuff like that. We'd go to Jamaica Avenue, and then we got a little bit older, we'd go into New York City. And the funny thing is, the store's still there, different location. Rock and Soul was one of the places you go to.
I met the owner this year. It's a lady now.
Yes.
Her daughter. She was at DJ X.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Atlantic
yeah.
City.
It's the same people own
Yeah,
it.
she
And
was-
we used to go there, and she hasn't changed.
No,
She hasn't.
no,
She looks
she-
the same. So don't start calculating things because you don't want to tell a woman how old she is,
No,
but she
she
looks.
looks really
And she
good.
ran the place.
Yeah.
Because when you came in there, you knew you had to check your package. You went in there, you did what you had to do. You paid your stuff. You got your stuff back, and you went. But yeah, we go to Rock and Soul. So. We went through that in high school, and then when I got into college, that's when things started to change because you're doing different things. You have a much bigger crowd and market and stuff like that. So I remember with my partner. So what would happen is I had money, so I would buy the equipment, but you got to get the money back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to. It's like, listen, I lay out all this money because he was bringing in the work. I was the technical person. He was the social person bringing in the work. And he'd come in, oh yeah, we got a party at Nassau Community, like 200 people. And I'm like, we got 60 watts per channel. You know what I'm saying?
A
And-
whopping 60 watts.
Yes. For those people, look it up. One of the things we had was a Dynaco 120, 60 watts per
Got
channel.
headphones.
And we had stereo speakers and stuff like that. But hey, that's
Did y'all pull that off?
What I ended up having to do, what I started to do was buy stuff from bands. So, we would go in there, and back then PV was some of the things that we can afford.
me too,
Then,
baby.
then we got into the Sherwin Vega and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's difficult because even then, I go in there, I see this big room, and then I would come up with these different ways of getting the stuff done because we never, even to this day, I don't have a lot of power. So one of the tricks that I would do is we set up the equipment here. And then one thing I had was plenty of wire. So then on the far side of the room, I would put 2 bass bins. So when you walk into the room, you hear this boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you hear boom, boom, boom because the speakers are right there. But because we didn't have enough power.
You had a dead spot.
No. It worked, but they facing it.
The more you go into the room, you might not hear.
No, because the speakers are on the other side.
Okay.
The bass bands are on the other side too. So it kind of fills the room because we didn't have enough power to push the bass across the room. So we had to do that, until things go. And then at the same time, so I was doing a couple of different things. We were doing weddings because everybody's getting married. I was doing the college circuit. And I was working in Macy's in the restaurant. So here's where the story gets funny, and you're gonna be like, "No, you're joking." So one of the managers asked for a tape. Back then, even back then, this is like '82. You made tapes to sell. Get your name out there, whatever, make a few bucks. So I give him the tape. He's playing it in the car. But I didn't know that one of his neighbors was in the commercial department for WBLS in the city. Okay. So he tells me that, somebody's going to get a hold of you because they want you to do a mix to put on the air in New York City. And at this time, BLS is #1. So we're talking about, so I'm home and the phone rings. And this is so-and-so from WBLS. We want you to put together a mix to go on the air on the weekend. And I'm like, okay, so what do I have to do? Oh, well, we needed to be on reel to reel. I have a reel. We had to go to Sam Ash, rent the reel to reel, do the tape, send it in, and next thing you know, on the air. Oh, wow. And then from there, I think it lasted about 2 or 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And so I was doing stuff. They had the Friday night mix. So I'd be on there and who was it? Sergio, what's his name? I'm trying to remember.
Did you ever go to the station or you just?
Yeah, I would drop the stuff off at the station. We didn't do the stuff live. Okay. So I would drop it off. And the great thing about that is we got to go into all the parties. So I got to go into Studio 54, Xenons, and all the other stuff like that. So the guys that worked for me, I would get passes. We go in there. And so that was good. So I'm not really a city person, but the other guys that were working with me were. So I can give them passes. And then back then, they also had the New Music Seminar. So that was where all of the artists and stuff came in, and DJs came in.
Promotional copies.
Well, no, really, the records promoting the thing. So we also got into all the clubs that way. See, and that was a great time. But I was doing 3 different things: weddings, the college, and then doing the stuff for the radio. But when it changed I became a VJ. So I started playing music videos. So that's when the money started coming in. This is in '84.
What?
Yes, music videos. So what we do is at the party. So instead of
VHS?
Yeah. Yes. And let me tell you. So I got the idea. I was at one of the big clubs, I think it was Xenons, and it was a party for WBLS. And this big screen came down, and I'm thinking. And then at that time, Michael Jackson was doing that 50 thing with the Billie Jean, and I'm thinking to myself, if I had something like this to sell to the colleges, instead of them hiring the bands, because they paid bands more than DJs, I could sell that to the college and then get into a different market. And that's actually what we did.
So how did you play it on TV or what?
No, I bought a video projector.
Okay.
and screen, and then we had the 2 VCRs. So, like I said, when people tell me that they had Think Hard, the VCRs were $1,000.
Wow.
The music video tapes was an hour, and with the music videos, and you can only use a few on it, $125 an hour for the music videos.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we're sitting here talking to the father of video making.
Well, yeah, but this is early on in the thing.
84.
Yeah. So
So how long did you do that?
we did that. Well, we'll still do it now.
Oh,
but
I
they
figured
don't.
that.
They don't.
Yeah,
but
I figured that, but I'm
things
saying-
that.
But the
Well, that
VHS
lasted.
So let me ask you: did you mix the VHS?
No,
or
you
did
you
just-
couldn't.
went-
You could mix the audio, but you couldn't mix the video back then.
Did you go? Tape
Yes,
to tape?
you go from tape to tape. So the way we would work it is I would do a set on video, and then we also had the records we'd spin too.
And then y'all
So
just, did you
yeah,
have something playing
and
on the screen?
I'm sorry, yeah. So what happens is when there
Wow.
weren't music videos on the screen, I would put together some ambient stuff, or we had a camera. And at that time, most people didn't have a video camera, so you put the
Man,
people
this is a true entrepreneur.
on the stuff.
Man, good gracious.
He
Yeah.
was tech.
Yeah. Listen.
And you said you're not techie, but look how techie you were.
No.
back then.
I was techie. You had to be
But I'm
because.
talking about now. You say you're not techie.
Well, no, you guys are in whole different things, you know.
Man, I don't
But
understand.
that's that good. So what happens is, and so here's what really helped me and why I have the company name, because what happens at the schools is you would have one group of people over here, and then one group of people over here, and the two didn't mix.
Yeah.
So what we did is we came in and we play all different types of music. So I says, I can play the same music that the rock bands will play, and I can play the music that all of the minorities want. So why do you give all of the music and the money for the bands to these people, but we get the scraps? So that's when I came in. So what we would do is, instead of having, this is up at Adelphi University, so that's where we did the first one at. So they would have the blacks and the minorities and Spanish over here, and then have all the whites downstairs. So what I did is I came up and I said, look, we're gonna do this thing with videos, and we'll also DJ, and that way there's always going to be something going on. So instead of having two parties, they would have one big party, and they would have it integrated. So they would have
my
all
God.
different things. So
We
that
are talking to a true pioneer.
yeah.
True
So
pioneer.
yeah. So that was the thing that we did. So the big part of the video was in the 80s. So that was when it was really, really new. MTV started at that time. And then later on, I think it was the Yo MTV Raps. So I had thought that this thing was going to be with the top 40 and the new wave and stuff like that. But it turned out that they wanted dance music, they wanted rap music, and stuff like that. So that was the 80s. So then came the 90s. So in the 90s was karaoke and some video. But what happened was I was finding out that, I didn't have the money to afford the equipment that I needed. Only to find out that the other companies were charging 3 times more than I was.
Oh, wow.
So what I actually did was did some research, because like I said, this is before the web. So it's not like I could get on the web and say this thing.
You just start calling and say, I'm doing some
Well,
research.
yeah, and then I found out that, they're getting 3 times more. So that's why they can afford the better projectors, the screens, intelligent lighting was starting at that time. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go on the attack. So it's like, okay, so if you're using one screen, I have to have a backup screen. So I'm gonna use 2 screens.
Oh, wow.
And then we're gonna have the intelligent lighting. So at that time, Martin Lighting was the big thing.
What year was this?
This is 94.
10 years later,
Yeah, so
he's
we
still killing it.
so we started to do the intelligent lighting, and then we started doing the video. At that time, it had progressed to video CDs. Still couldn't mix them, but we still had those. And then we had to be able to play all different types of music. Yeah, see, that's where it comes
you
in.
were doing what really we've gotten into kind of real strong now, way back then. Because
Yeah.
Now you have to be completely diverse. And
Yeah. Because what happens is, you know, when you have the people that are hiring, they want to hire stuff that can be for a majority of the campus.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially if
it's
it's a
all
big thing, because I get paid by the school. So, you know, so that was my thing. And it carries to this day. I have to know all different types of
So do
music.
you still DJ?
Okay, so yes and no. So what happened is, and Cleveland spoke about it. So I was doing high schools and I was doing college, and up until what was the song that came out with WAP?
Wow.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So we were. So you know what
That was
happened?
just yesterday.
No. So what happens is, you know, like I said, I work for the school. There's a lot of money and a lot of stuff invested. And just because you're in college doesn't mean you can go around playing whatever you want when you're at a position like I am. And so what I did now is I do karaoke, I do bingo, I do DJing, and we do what we call throwback parties, so where we're playing the older music. So I get away from the explicit language and stuff like that, because it will, as we can say now, it hurt your brand.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had the incident, I was playing, doing a karaoke thing in Reading, and, you know, one of the songs, they let it slip because the karaoke is censored. So it's not like the karaoke is telling you to say the word. And one of the administrators came in and told them, hey, no, we can't do that. So, you know, you got to know your market, but, you know, we can't, you know, just have these things going on. Like if it's a basement party and, you know, it's like, as I tell people like this, I put it like this. When we were young, we had the Richard Pryor record. Okay, we weren't supposed to be listening to the Richard Pryor record, so we got the record, we went down in the basement, we played it softly and listened to it, laughed and did all the other thing, and then we put it back and then we went on with our thing. We didn't take it and put it on cassette, walk down the street, and you see what I'm saying? But now you could take that and just play it while you're walking down the street, and people don't think anything while they're playing it.
Well, we do, but
You know, so but yeah, so that's basically you know, where I changed it. So now I told the people, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I told them, I said, I am just doing the where you're doing the older music. You know what I'm saying? That way, because
You don't have to worry about
yeah,
that.
but and also there's a lot of younger DJs here. They're really, really good, and they enjoy it. So if you enjoy playing the music, you should do that. You know, I'll stick to my lane. Like one person said, there's plenty of work out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but so like I'll still do a wedding occasionally. I'll get a call, and you know, somebody will call up. DJ didn't show up, and I'll come in there and you know, and do the wedding and so forth like that. But you know, I mean, just the music now, it's just not the same, because like back in the day, we used to have a party 4 hours, 5 hours, you know, and we danced the whole time. Now it's like, you know, so, but yes, I still can, and I do practice some and so forth like that.
do you
But
have a controller or you use the turntable?
turntables, I haven't had a turntable in a long time.
Well, do you still have some?
Well, yes and no. I won that Pioneer, the new Pioneer turntable,
Wow.
but no, I have the Pioneer players, you know, to play the video, and then all the other stuff is on laptop. So all of the music videos, all of the audio, all of the karaoke, everything is digital, because you know, hey, it's a digital world now.
Yes,
So
it is.
you know, you gotta keep up.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So after 47 years,
Mhm.
what is it that continues to make you want to do this? Now, I know you said that you're insane, but it got to
Well, it's a couple of things. One, it's the money, it's a job, and you know, up to the point now that, because I've been semi-retired for a thing, so I can enjoy what's going on, and I can enjoy seeing the people, the new people coming in, talking to them, letting them know, you know, what it was, what it can be, what you can do, because a lot of times they don't know. You know, just like when I met Cleveland, I didn't know he was there. So by being there, I'm able to still learn some stuff because who knows? A year from now, somebody can call me up and say, Kevin, we need you to do so and so, and I need to know about it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know these different things. So I've been coming to the trade shows and like, what is it, the DJ Time Show? I've been there every year since the first one.
So you won that turntable that they gave away in the room with JDM at
in Atlantic City.
Wow.
In
I was in that
Atlantic
room
City.
too.
Yeah. I was there with my son. I was
Okay.
there with my son. I wanted to win the controller. I was dying for
I know,
that
I'm
controller.
with you.
The guy next to me won the controller.
You should, hey,
I
take
won
this
the
turntable.
I won the turntable. He didn't want the turntable. He wanted the controller because I wanted to switch with him.
But they gave away an Optimus, right? The
I
big
can't
one, the independent one?
No, I think they gave. I think it was it a
Rev
Rev
7?
something
Okay,
like
Rev
that.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but I go to all of the expos. I go to this one, which I like because this one is small. You get to meet people. Like you go to Atlantic City, you really don't meet people the same way as you meet here. And then I also go to CES because I'm into the consumer electronics. So so my son and I were going back to CES in January. We're flying out
One
there.
of my partners, they had the biggest booth there last year.
Oh yeah, what company? I gotta stop. I gotta make sure I stop in and
what
see
is-
him.
What are they called?
L'Oreal Industries? Is
No,
that
it's
it?
not. No, it's not that. Let me
Yeah,
think
you,
about
let
it
me
now,
know
Ken.
because I'm gonna make sure I stop in.
Yeah.
I make sure I stop in because my son likes that. So I wish my son could be here because although he's not following in the same footsteps, he's a computer engineering student, so he's in Boston now. But he was working with me, and then I also have my daughter working with me doing the stuff. So for a time, it was the three of us in the van traveling between the different schools.
So let me ask you, do you do anything else, like photo booths or anything like that?
I do have a photo booth, but I don't rent it out. I use it as a plus for my good clients. So, or if I'm at a conference where all the colleges come in, so I put that in my booth. So they come into the booth, take their pictures, gives you a chance to talk to the people. But yeah, things have changed a lot over the years because age does have a thing. So you get some young, good-looking guy. I'm not going to try to compete with them. And I remember when I had the discussion with one of my clients, and I told them because I was doing their semi-formal for like the past 15 years, and I said I'm not doing it anymore. And they're like, "Oh, we want you to do it." And then I was like, "Listen, sometimes it's better to stop before being asked
Somebody
to stop."
tell you
You see what I'm saying? It's not that I can't do it, but then also the music has changed. Like so, when we started in the '80s, there really weren't any Spanish DJs, so we were playing Spanish music. There weren't any really West Indian DJs playing reggae, so we were doing that. But now, you have all these different, all these different
Man,
specialties.
This is incredible. I'm so glad I said something to you or you were in there. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, we got to get this guy on the show.
Yeah.
47 years. I mean, it's just like going down memory lane with you a bunch of stuff. You touched some stuff that I didn't even touch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because what happens is a lot of the people, they stop. So like the people that I originally started DJing with, they stop. And then you get a new set come in and then they're gone. So now we have a whole new set of people. There are still some people that were around when I did, like, do you know Frankie from Mainline? So like he's usually in Atlantic City too. So he's like one that was there when I started. I used to go to his shop, and he still has a store in Queens. So
Wow. So what? I mean, you 47 years, man. Give us some stuff that has kept you going. What's a gem that you would give us to share with some people in our
Well, all right. Let's think. Let's think. All the different things that you could be doing. You could be digging ditches. You could be doing this. I mean, I went to a reunion at my college. So we had a lawyer there. We had an accountant, and I think the other guy might have been a doctor. Now, what's more fun? I'm working with young people, college age, really between 18 and 21 each year. So that's all I see is young people. I mean, what's better than that? you
So
know.
you actually love this. You really love it.
Well, yeah, and
I mean, sometimes they take the joy away with the foolishness that we have to deal with, but it's still.
but it's still a job too.
There's nothing
So,
like
yeah.
the look or the feel or the expression of people
Yeah.
having a great time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're in control.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
I think all DJs are control.
Yeah, and
freaks.
then I also get to travel because like I said, I'm just not in one location. I travel throughout the Northeast. I was just in Pennsylvania, and then I've been down to Maryland, doing some stuff locally. But I travel, so I meet new people, new locations, and so forth like that. So you get that bit of traveling. It's not like the DJs that travel over to Europe,
Yeah.
because I'm traveling a van, But you get that fun type of thing where you check into the hotel and they're like, "Who are you?" "Oh yeah, I'm performing at so and so." And you check it out, and that's fun. And I know my kids liked it because you
got
sort
to
of like
travel, so-
you're sort of like a rock star too, because when you go there, you're in the spotlight. Even though they're not playing the music, sometimes they're in the spotlight.
So I have to ask. I got random questions. What kind of equipment do you use? What kind of speakers you using now?
Right now,
Because you've seen everything.
well, yeah, but remember, but you got to remember the equipment is old. So I'm using EV and I'm using JBL.
Okay,
So
okay.
I use that. So I
What
still
you think about the line array? Do you have line array? Or?
no, I don't have any of that stuff. I
So
don't
you
do
still wanna
anything.
split it up?
No, well, yes and no. Yes and
Okay.
no. The powered speakers can go on stands. The other speakers are, they
Oh,
go
you
they
still
go on the
got some
floor.
passive speakers.
Yeah,
too.
well, actually, see, I do outdoor movies, so I'm outside.
And he's an entrepreneur.
No, it's all together
You're a
because
serial entrepreneur.
no, because it's all together. Because before the movie, what do? You DJ. So you're playing music. I've had people out in the middle of a field doing line dances and stuff like that before the movie.
And then you
But
put on the movie.
then you put a movie. That's what sells.
Wow.
So I've been out and done events where it's raining out. Now I don't want my powered stuff out there where there's water all over the place and stuff like that. So for the bigger stuff that we do, the outdoor movie, it's still all passive right now. We're switching some stuff around
What
because
is it, PV or what is it?
no, it's
Survey?
EV. It's EV.
EV?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not powered. It's passive.
Passive,
It's
okay.
passive. And yeah, so one of the other guys sold me that, and literally, and it was funny because he said, "You get these speakers," because I was coming in and buying some DJ level stuff, and he's like, "Nah, you don't want that. You want these. These are the same as these other." And I'm not, like I said, I'm not technical like that. These other ones, it's just instead of 1,000-watt driver, it's something else. And he was right. It's like 20-something years later, and I still got all of these speakers, and they all still work. And I was just
Well,
like,
I mean, that's quality product, though.
yeah, and that's the whole thing. If you buy something good, you're gonna have it longer than you want
I
to.
always tell everybody,
20-something years.
buy
years.
once. If you buy the right stuff,
Yeah.
you only have to buy one.
But look, you can actually tell some of these younger DJs, I got speakers that are older than you.
Yeah, absolutely, and they still they still
vibrate.
They
So
still,
when you go do a movie, do you set up the projector and all of that?
yeah, we have inflatable screens. So I have a bunch
So
of
do you
inflatable.
take somebody with you, or you?
Yeah,
do you
so
have a
usually it's
rolling or-
two people.
Okay.
Two people.
We gotta ask it.
But here's the kicker. So what I learned when I was in college is like, so when these companies go, the schools also provide labor. So sometimes we have labor to help us move the stuff.
So I have to ask. I'm from Mississippi, so
Right.
we have this term in Mississippi.
No, just ask them.
Well, really, it wasn't from Mississippi. It was from when I was in the military.
Uh-huh.
There's a term called Du Bois. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. What it is, we call them Du Bois because they would help you take stuff in the clubs,
Uh-huh.
but at the end of the night, they were nowhere around. But they,
Slave.
No. A lot of times at the colleges, it's the actual students
Okay.
that help us.
But I'm
And
talking
some
about I
people
had my
pay.
partners that would
Yeah.
go with me. And,
He has been trying for the last 2 to 3
but
months.
there has been people that
Hold
do the
on.
term, so don't even
They were
try.
all from your place. So he has been trying
Uh-huh.
for the last 2 to 3 months to prove that this backwoods slave term applies everywhere.
No.
Nobody knows what a Du Bois is.
I've never heard of that.
People
You have
from
now.
Yeah,
Alabama,
yeah,
Mississippi. I'm talking about D.
yeah.
D.
Wait a minute. There was people on the show that heard the term. That
Yeah,
was,
I've never heard of
they
that.
weren't all from Mississippi. Well, now you know. You have to take
But
the Du Bois.
but if you want, and hopefully my kids don't hear it. If you want labor free.
Yeah.
Got to have some more kids. There you go. There you go.
I had all girls.
There you go.
I had all girls.
They can work too.
No,
They can work
no,
too.
they were too busy trying to be cute and cheering and all of that to be helping me.
Yeah,
Cheerleaders work too.
yeah.
I mean, they did. They
But
helped.
but just think about this, because I had my mom go with me for a couple of jobs. So check this out. Check out what my mom did.
What?
Oh, Kevin,
My
come on.
mom goes over there. She sees the girls that are trying to help me move the stuff, and she said, "Don't touch that equipment." She said, "You go over there and you go get some guys to help you move that equipment." And guess
Wow.
what? They went over there, got some people,
Wow.
move
Oh, my
the
goodness.
equipment.
Oh, y'all killing me.
So,
Y'all killing me.
all right.
Uh,
So we got to get out of here, but I
This
want.
is a great.
Oh no, I love it. I love it. I love it. I found a new friend.
Yes, Kevin. Oh
Pitch.
my God.
Mr. Pitch has
Yeah.
been
No,
around.
just Kevin, just
Okay,
Kevin.
well,
Oh, my
Kevin
God.
has been around and has not only been around for 47 years. I'm just saying you did
Constant
things
in the
that
industry.
people
Yeah, still.
have not even thought about
Yeah.
doing. You have put things together that people wouldn't even think could be put
He was
together.
video DJing before it was.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and the
I'm
funny
just-
thing is, I was in Atlantic City talking to, what was it? I guess it was in the 90s. And I was talking to one guy that put together some kind of turntable to control the video. And I was telling him that I was doing this in the 80s. And he's like, he couldn't believe it,
I
because,
don't believe it
because but here's the thing. And I was like, listen, we did this way before, you
were
looking at me and you're not thinking, just because you came up with the idea doesn't mean there wasn't somebody before you that
Well,
did it.
I mean, they said it best in
You're
some
right.
of the seminars. Like, what's his name said? There's no new routine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's new songs
Yeah.
that you can put in a routine,
Yeah.
but there's nothing new
Yeah,
that you can't do.
yeah.
I mean, just be innovative and create something different, but there's nothing. Man, 84, VHS, Michael Jackson, VHS, Baby Jane, Rod Stewart,
and let me-
Queen, or somebody.
You don't know the frustration, because what would happen is
Tape
each
would
song
get
had to
jammed.
be on a different tape, and each tape was an hour long. So you had to find that thing. So you had all your tapes ready. So when you
So
put one in,
but did you start writing down the cue point on the tape?
It ain't no cute.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
that-
talking about like 9
what, you
minutes
gonna
and
point
20 seconds. 9
you
minutes.
can sort of do it with the counter, but then you still have to go in. You have monitors.
So,
you
you
can-
had mine.
Yeah, monitors, so you can look at that, and
Wow, that's
there was a
innovative,
separate
man.
mixer.
Wow.
So
This is crazy.
now Pioneer was the one that changed the thing, because once they came out with those, was it the DVJ players that
Uh-huh.
played the DVDs?
Video, yeah.
Then that was I think in 2000, and then that just changed
So
everything.
was that guy trying to use the video disc to do it with? Remember the
Yeah, this
video-
was 90s.
disc?
There was a record,
Yeah,
and it
video.
controlled the
What did
computer.
they call? I forgot what they called it.
Yeah, but the computers weren't that powerful then. So yeah, so Denon and Pioneer were both working on the thing for the to do the video, and so Pioneer was the one that hit it. Denon decided to do something different.
I have to say this to our audience. You never know who you're going to meet at a conference. I mean, you walking down the hall, you can see Joe Smo, anybody, and you never know their story. And I mean, this is just a great 47 years in the industry.
But it's not just 47 years, Jeff. I'm just saying he's been very innovative.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying when you say push the limits and remove the excuses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And just like you said, there is no excuse.
Yeah, yeah.
You are a prime example
Yeah.
of you got to make it happen.
yeah. I had to do something,
So can we go back to something? So when you found out your competitors was making 3 times more, what did you do?
First thing did, raise the price and buy all new equipment. And then what I did is there was a college organization that where you went to showcase. So they have conferences. I actually just stopped going a year ago. So where you showcase. So what you have to do is you have to put together a promotional video and have press stuff to sell your stuff. So it took me I think about two or 3 years to figure it out. So what I did was a little bit different. Is that's when DVDs were first coming out. So while people were sending in video cassettes. I had always been working towards digitally editing video because you can do more digitally editing video.
And you killing me with all the stuff you did in 1912.
It was 2000. It was 2000.
Hold on. You did all of that back then, but now you say it's too hard to. I mean, I know you can do it.
He don't
try.
It's that. See, you know what it is? It's funny because that's your thing now. So you guys got to do it.
No, it's not ours.
He wants to put the mantle up.
Yes.
He's trying to hand off the
Yeah. No, because because what happened was during COVID. So I went to my son because everybody was streaming, and I wanted to do video online. So I go to my son, who's supposed to be the genius, and I says, how do I do this? He looked at me and said, I have no idea. So that's why I saw so many things on YouTube, because I was sitting there watching everybody else, and I was like, I wasn't ready for that. I must admit, I wasn't ready for
Nobody was. And the hard part at first was getting the equipment just to be able to broadcast.
And so many people was buying.
So we were trying to find iRig.
It took me, it took me forever, and I couldn't even get the iRig. I had to go and get a PAL Pro.
Yeah. So we had all kinds of.
Because it was more than and here's the thing. So
did you ever do it?
No. I put OBS. I had OBS on there and a bunch of other things. And I was talking to one guy who does virtual karaoke, and I wasn't able to figure it out. I'll be straightforward to you.
We're gonna keep up with each other now. You can figure out anything technical you want to figure out, because you have a friend indeed for the rest of your life.
You got to give me your guys' web address.
We will. We'll definitely.
But it's been a crazy thing. I'm just sorry.
You never have to
some of my other friends on here because I didn't do all of this stuff by myself, because you have all of the people that work with you. You know what I'm saying?
But you still, no matter what, y'all were still innovative.
But like I said, I had support though. They just don't DJ anymore.
I understand. I have people who I've left, like the guy who actually taught me. He lives down in Houston, Texas. And he doesn't DJ anymore. He said, I want to get back into it, but he doesn't anymore. And I don't know why he quit, but I love it. So I don't think I'll be somewhere laying on a cot.
So my thing is, and the funny thing is like I said, I go to these things. I'm on a couple of different things online. I try to get the people to come, but some people just don't want to come to the thing.
The struggle is real.
And I'm like it's a good time, and
it's learning. You never could have told me we was gonna meet Kevin and have this conversation, man.
So my thing that I met, and this is a long time ago at one of the things in Atlantic City. So the guy is from some Mormon thing out west. So he has a nightclub with no alcohol, no other stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And he was making money DJing.
Hand over foot.
And I was like laughing. I was like, listen, we go on doing all of this stuff, and he's out there making money doing that. But
Well, everybody, it's been a great day one at Harvest of Sound. Wow. You couldn't have got it. Cleveland Terry, Tyler and the crew. And my man Kevin just closing out the day, just killing the day. Tory B. I feel like I'm talking to
Moses.
Who's my favorite?
I'll get my walker.
We have one back home. His name is Al or Harvey Knight that actually
spread at the Red Sea.
Oh yeah, he did, man. He had some stuff. But y'all, we got to get off. We got to get on out of here. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna have to leave Mike, and I'm gonna have to.
I gotta. But we want to thank you again, Kevin.
Thank you.
We're here for the rest of the week as well, so we would definitely get together.
All right, I'm here to.
And I thank you, man, because a lot of people look at it. We've asked a couple of people today, oh yeah, I'm coming, but it's funny, nobody wants to talk, get nervous. We DJs, what are we afraid of? Just talk about
my wife is gonna be laughing. She's gonna be like, oh, they asked the wrong person. They probably have to roll him out.
Oh no, we're gonna roll. Roll out.
Well, all right, guys. We're gonna see y'all guys. Y'all have a good one.
We'll see y'all tomorrow or the next episode.